Okay, I'm ready.
All right, now we're ready. I know
Woohoo.
I love the live feature because it's sort of jumping into people's feeds and hopefully they can catch something that is interesting. But so I'm Justina from HelloHire. I'm chatting with Raveen Shah, our HelloHire founder.
Hello.
And if you don't know us already, we are known for making recruiting teams really happy. But it's not how we started, is it, Raveen?
Nope, not at all. In fact, I love a good origin story. I'm a Marvel fan, but ours did not start in recruiting. In fact, the original product company was called Showfloor. Now, I'll say this: the vision was always the same. The vision for us was to be able to create new, meaningful connections. It just so happens that those meaningful connections that we are creating now are between employers and people looking for jobs. Whereas, the original idea was a virtual trade show platform to connect buyers and sellers. But, you know, it feels like a long time ago. We are very much focused on recruiting.
And so it started really when uh show floor, but now HelloHire was started focusing a little bit more on that employer and new role relationship.
Right.
So
Yeah. So what happened is we ended up doing a lot of job fairs and career fairs, and so I think we found a niche where our product was loved, um, and what happened was we had, so imagine like a virtual job fair. You've got 20 or 30 employers, people looking for jobs. You come in, you can meet with employers, have a conversation, get to know them, express your interest, or essentially apply. Um, we had individual employers saying, "Hey, I love the platform, but I don't want to compete with 20 or 30 other employers. I would like to host my own virtual job fair, virtual hiring event, and brand it for my company, and make it all about us and our hiring needs." And so we started doing a lot of these virtual job fairs and hiring events. And in one of them in particular, we had a recruiter doing these back-to-back short video conversations with candidates. They had a lineup of people that wanted to talk to them. They were the popular ones, and one after another, they were just doing these back-to-back video interviews. And that's when sort of the light bulb went off, and we said, "Whoa, this is the product. This is the innovation. What if we could create this concept of back-to-back video interviews with interested candidates without having to do any work, coordination, and things like that?" And so that was the birth of the idea of what are now speed interviews and what we've built our entire product around.
now I'm sure there's people out there who will say, well, we do speed interviews. Maybe we book 15-minute screen calls and we hack together Zoom, Microsoft Teams, maybe Calendly, and a ton of missed calls, bouncing emails, and let's be honest, like tons of ghosting going on. Ghost like from candidates, people aren't showing up. So people are trying to hack together this idea, but it's not quite working. So, you know, how do we fix that? Because that's not cutting it. All those different tools might be fine, but they're not quite it.
Right. So what people are used to is what they know in the real world, right? I think one of the things that we as a society always do is we try to take the real world and then throw it into the digital sphere, right? So some concepts that have come from the real world, where people are hacking tools together to make them work. So one is the concept of a group interview, right? Hey, let's invite a lot of people and let's do a presentation, and then let's go through the room one at a time and have people answer questions, right? um, and you can hack that together with products today, right? The problem is that, I mean, there's still a lot of coordination, and you are kind of wasting the candidate's time. I mean, if you're in a room with 25 other people and you're person number 25, I mean, you're spending what, an hour or two to
At least.
actually have 2 minutes, 5 minutes of talking time.
Not to mention travel, not to mention that you haven't yet met the other person. So there's this sense of like, am I bought in?
Right. No, I mean
Just
virtual. So virtual group, like group on
right.
Zoom, right? Like they've taken that concept and
Yeah.
they try to use Zoom, for example, to do a
Right.
virtual, you know, job
Group.
fair, group interview, and so these concepts um, have come from the real world, but they've just been like they don't make sense in again virtually. Why do I need to spend 2 hours in front of a screen looking at 25 other tiles when I'm only going to get to have 5 minutes of talking time, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so that's one of the one of the things that we solve for, right? It's yeah.
And I was about to jump in because I was going to say, like, currently there is nothing on the market that is purpose built for recruiters, hiring teams to give them the same level of control over the recruiting, interviewing, hiring, while also like making sure that the right candidates are coming to the forefront. So, it's that purpose built, easy to use, quick to jump in. This is built for the process that I use, that I rely on, and making that a reality.
Right. Yeah. There's different categories of products that again claim to do something similar, but no, they're a product built specifically for recruiting, for hiring, that brings candidates to you without having to do any work. It's honestly like magic, and until you actually experience it, it will sound like magic. And again, I describe it as, imagine that you're hiring. You're a call center or a retail or a hospitality company, and you're hiring a ton of people. Imagine you just open up your computer and boom, there's a candidate that wants to work for you.
Not just candidate, there's candidates, a queue of ready
Oh yeah,
candidates.
I mean, they're brought in, and a common misconception. It's not like we brought 100 people and they're waiting in a waiting room and wasting 2 hours. They're brought in, like imagine a virtual queue, and people are coming in waves to come for that interview. And as a recruiter, open up your computer, boom, there's a candidate, and you interview them. As soon as that interview is done, boom, the next one shows up, and the next one, and the next one. And this is this is the reality of customers using HelloHire Speed Interviews. It eliminates all the work that you would do in reviewing resumes, in chasing candidates to do a phone screen, and in no-shows, because again, no-shows are real, and there's no other way to protect yourself against no-shows other than what we've our fancy algorithm that will actually optimize for the recruiter's time. So our algorithm tries to set it up so that recruiters are never ever waiting, and candidates will wait from 0 to a maximum of 10 minutes for their interview. And again, that's on average, it's often 0. Yeah.
So, and I think one thing, because I get the sense that there might be a little bit of shame feeling from recruiters of their no-show rates. But to make people feel a little bit better, like this isn't a unique problem. We're like, the more we are able to talk to really good hiring teams, the numbers start out like, 50%. And now we are hearing 50% would be a great no-show rate. Sometimes it's as low as like 20%. And these are, high quality brands, great paying jobs, but yet like there's somewhere in the process, people aren't connecting. There's some friction there. And it's essentially what we're trying to do. Like just get you to meet more candidates faster. Now, I do want to just wrap it up quickly because we want to help you, explore speed interviews, get a taste for it. If you haven't done it before, it might be something new, and that is totally okay. But it is a game changer if you just try it. So you can absolutely go to our website or our YouTube channel for resources, get a taste for how this is done, how you might get started. However, we do also offer a free trial. So there's give it a shot.
Nothing to lose.
It could absolutely be a game changer for you. Also, we're actually going to be running a scorecard, so we could help you maybe figure out what is behind all your no-shows, and maybe speed interviews might help with that. So I want to thank you, Raveen, for the quick convo, and hopefully we see you on the other side.
Yeah,
Cheers.
great.